Hello everyone, it's me, Series. Today, as you saw in the title, I am designing a VTuber again. But this time instead of 6, I'm only gonna design 1 because I put a lot of effort into this design and I don't want to do that for 5 more designs. I spent 2 hours on this drawing. Just a quick disclaimer, if you want to use my design as like inspiration for your own VTuber, that is a-okay as long as you let me know and like credit me or whatever. But otherwise, yeah, hopefully you enjoy the video. I promise this design is better than the last VTuber designs. So you definitely will enjoy this more than the last video if you watch that. But let's get on with the video. So first, what I did for this design is I grabbed an image to base my like anatomy off of, because I feel that helps me very much with like anatomy. So then once I traced my outline, I started with the base sketch. And before you say anything, I know I suck at hands. Like, I can draw literally anything else. I can draw animals, I can draw eyes, I can draw feet, I can draw anything. But if you ask me to draw hands, no, buddy, I can't. So that's the base sketch, and then now we're gonna move on to the eyes. I wanted her to look sad and like afraid because you'll see why later. And then for the species that she is, I wanted to give her big poofy hair, like very fluffy, very poofy. And then again, I wanted to give her more elements that like came with her species. So I gave her like fluffy leg warmers and fluffy vest. And then I started with the shirt. I kind of want her to be a little alt, so I did that. And then I did give her, like, feet based off of her species, and then I moved into the line art. So for my line art, I use a tool on Ibis Paint called Brazier Curve, and that honestly makes my life so much easier because I can just tap and trace my lines. And then I did give her horns, because in case you haven't guessed yet, she's a Yeti. And even though Yetis don't have actual, like, official designs, I kind of just wanted to, like, make, like, a Yeti OC or a Yeti VTuber because I've never seen that before. You can't really see it that well, but I did give her pretty eyelashes because, kind of like Luca from Alien Stage. But I did that because I wanted her eyes to have flair, you know, because they looked kind of basic and I didn't know what to do with that. And then one thing I did do for her socks, because she wears socks under her leggings, is that I gave her compression socks because I feel like I never see designs with compression socks. And as someone who would probably benefit from compression socks, I honestly think that like we need cuter compression socks. So I just made them a nice blue, but I have seen something on the TikTok shop where it's like cuter compression socks, but due to another thing I usually wear toe socks and they don't really sell compression socks that are toe socks. So back to her design, I am working on her feet at this point in the video, so that's what I'm going to talk about. I decided to give her more animalistic feet because I thought it would make sense, so that's why she has like claws and stuff like that. And you may be asking, but Series, why is she barefoot? Isn't she a Yeti? Doesn't she live in the Arctic? And to that I say, most animals in the Arctic have fur, so I think she would have fur on her feet because she's a Yeti. And based on drawings that I've seen of Yetis, they usually have a lot of fur, so that would be why I gave her like the accessories that are furry and the hair that's very fluffy. And now we're moving on to the colors. So for the hair, I made it white with like a little bit of a tint in it, so it wasn't like blending in with the background. And then for her eyelashes, I made that the exact same color because I absolutely love it when people make characters have the same eyelash color as their hair. I don't know why, I just love it. And then for the vest and the leg warmers, I made it white because, I don't really know why I made it white, I just kind of did. My tactic with this was to make it one color at a time, so like I just did everything one color at a time. And then I knew for the shirt that I wanted to give it a design. You'll see what I do with that later. And then for the shirt, I made it like a tinted blue, like a grayish blue. And then I wanted her to be mostly clothed, so I gave her long sleeves as well as like fingerless gloves. This I did because, again, she's in the Arctic, and I figure she would want to dress in warm clothes if she were in the Arctic. So then I started working on her feet. I didn't color in the claws immediately, and then you'll see I drew a little heart in there and then colored it in. But I saved the claws for later because, again, I wanted to wait until I had like a black tone. and then this is where I use that black tone. But as you'll see, I'll definitely forget to color that until the end. Now, I'll be honest, I did not know what to make her skin tone, so I kind of just like went with it and made her pale because Arctic. I did give her messier bangs because I doubt that as a Yeti she would be able to brush her hair. And then moving on to the compression socks, I just made them a light blue, nothing crazy. And then I gave her a belt, which I wanted to give her at least a little bit of alt to her because I do that with every design, so I just kind of gave her like a belt you would find at Hot Topic. And then I made her eyes match her socks because why not? And then I kind of just gave her some basic shading. Nothing too crazy. And then finally for the design on the shirt, I kind of just gave her like a little paw print and like made it drip a little bit, and yeah, that's my little design. So that's the entire video. I think you can tell that I like VTubers. But if anyone has like Oshi mark ideas for this design, please feel free to comment them down below. Here's some of mine. But if you want more videos like this, please feel free to hit that like button, subscribe even, because then that'll tell me that you want more drawing videos. But yeah, like and subscribe for more bangers, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.